Dear white South Africans, are you okay? I'm going to need you guys to start speaking up a little bit, all right? You know, protecting this rainbow nation that you love so much. Because there's a narrative out there that you guys are being unalived every day and that you are being mistreated within the borders of South Africa. And you and I know that's not true. South Africa has a crime issue, not a race issue, a crime issue. It's not like when hijackers find me, they're going to be like, oh, sorry, sissy, I was looking for a white person. Not at all. In fact, people of color are largely affected by the crime within South Africa. You know why? Because we are the majority. I need you guys to stop being so quiet because it's a little problematic for me. Because there's an orange man and Elon Musk out there spreading rumors about South Africa, and it's not true. There is no way you guys will be flocking to a country that mistreats you. Majority of you have the means to leave South Africa, yet you choose to stay. You need to tell the world why you're staying. This is the time to speak up about this beautiful country that you love so much. Thank you.
Wait, so Elon Musk reported South Africa to Donald Trump?
What?
Only recently, Trump signed an executive order suspending U.S. foreign development aid for 90 days. And now he has fully suspended U.S. aid to South Africa, citing concerns over land expropriation and treatment of certain groups. But wait, wasn't there a scandal in the 70s with Trump and the U.S. Department of Justice due to a violation of the Fair Housing Act? But I digress. You see why history is so important? On this day, February 5, 1955, over 60,000 Black South Africans were thrown out of their homes in Johannesburg under a law called the Group Areas Act. Let's go to Timbuktu. Yes. Once upon an African time, the Dutch arrived in South Africa with belief that whatever they saw, they could own. The people who had lived there for centuries were forced off their own land. By 1913, it was official. The Natives Land Act was passed that Black South Africans could only own 7% of the land. By the time apartheid fell in 1994, nearly 90% of the land was still in the hands of white South Africans, who made up less than 10% of the population. The new government under Nelson Mandela promised land reform to return stolen land, but decades passed and very little changed. Cyril Ramaphosa has signed a new law, a law that allows the government to take back land without paying compensation. Elon Musk, a billionaire born in South Africa, has criticized the law, calling it openly racist. Oh boy. Some argue that if a land is taken from white farmers, it could cause economic collapse, just as it did in Zimbabwe in the early 2000s. And some are saying history is history and people should move on. But can you move on from something that still exists? The land is still there. The inequalities are still there. The consequences of apartheid are still visible in every township, every poor village, every wealthy estate. If history does not matter, why does the land still belong to the same families who took it generations ago? And if compensation must be given for the land being taken today, then should there not also be compensation for the land that was taken yesterday? This is not just about South Africa. This is about who controls Africa's wealth. I want to say to African leaders, you don't have to keep cowering to threats from foreign powers. How is it that a continent so rich in land, minerals, oil, even human talent still gets threatened with aid? How is it that Africa, the wealthiest continent in resources, remains the poorest in power? When will African governments stop managing poverty and start building prosperity? When will you stop begging for what you already own? Until Africa stands on its own feet, it will always be treated like a child at the world's table, waiting for permission to eat. But Africa is not a child. Africa is the table, and it is time for its leaders to start acting like it.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robbie Masaga. Today I want to dive into a controversial topic that has been making headlines and causing a lot of debate in South Africa, where there is a narrative being pushed that white South Africans are mistreated and being targeted. Now, there is a Black South African woman who has come out strongly against this claim, saying that South Africa does not have a race problem, but a crime problem. And she's urging all white South Africans to come out and speak against this narrative. She wants them to tell the truth, exactly what is happening in South Africa, because South Africa is peaceful. And I do agree with her because it's true. South Africa is experiencing crime, especially from immigrants, for a while now. And South Africans have always come out complaining about immigrants going to their country and committing crimes, and nothing ever happens to some of them. Some of them go scot-free. And this is a problem that has been there. We all know about that, but we've never heard that white South Africans are being mistreated. This is something that we are hearing today. And I'm asking myself, whoever is pushing this narrative, what motive or what agenda does he have for them to just wake up and start saying that South Africa is not peaceful? And I'm going to back up this lady by also urging white South Africans to come out and tell the truth. If it's true that they are being mistreated, they need to come out and, show proof of them being mistreated. They need to speak up, because if they don't, this might even turn out to be ugly. This is the right time for them to speak up, for them to say, no, South Africa is peaceful. The other day I did an episode about Trump cancelling funds to South Africa. And as I was doing my research, there's a video I came across of a white guy. He was saying that South Africa is peaceful. This is a white guy who lives in South Africa, saying that there is nothing like white South Africans being mistreated in South Africa. So why is this narrative still being pushed? Is there any agenda behind it?
Donald Trump will be saving all the Afrikaners that are in South Africa. In case you missed it, he just signed an executive order, which essentially is going to be stopping aid to South Africa, and it's going to be saving all the Afrikaners who have faced, confiscation of land and farm murders and all that. Now, honestly, I don't know why Donald Trump is pushing this propaganda against South Africa. Because I'm here to tell you, there are Afrikaners right now online coming out saying, listen, Donald Trump, we are fine here. We don't need any saving. I don't know whether he's doing this because of South Africa's stance against Israel, or maybe he's doing this because Elon Musk tells him all these things and he's not going to do the research and he's just going to sign a whole lot of documents. Is it because there's a certain organization here in South Africa which doesn't want the social injustices that were done by apartheid to be corrected? I don't know. Is it because of South Africa's proximity to Russia and China, who are essentially America's biggest enemies? I don't know. Is it because of the whole BRICS thing? Guys, there's so many different reasons that could be influencing America to be pushing this propaganda to say that there's so many farm murders that are happening in South Africa and that Afrikaners are having their land confiscated. This propaganda, this false narrative which is being pushed, is dangerous, because America is a machine when it comes to propaganda. America has the best propaganda in the entire world. So if they're pushing this narrative, I'm telling you, the rest of the world is actually going to start believing it. So important for you as a South African to come online on TikTok, talk about what the reality is actually happening in the country, because the rest of the world is going to need to know the truth, what is actually happening in South Africa. And I'm here to tell you, as a person who's staying in South Africa, Afrikaners are not being oppressed here in South Africa. They're not. They own 72% of the land. In fact, we can still hear stories of Afrikaners still oppressing black South Africans. So, I don't know. It's, as I said, it's important now more than ever. Open up a TikTok account, open up social media account, because they are going to be attacking South Africa viciously.
Breaking news, as the demented narky known as Donald Trump has officially signed an executive order which has sanctioned South Africa. Well, kind of. Let me explain. Now, the Mongo cosplaying as a head of state, Donald Trump, signed an executive order today which is specifically directed at South Africans. And it will do two things. Firstly, all aid and assistance towards South Africa from the USA is officially cut. So things such as US aid will be cut until further notice. And then secondly, the United States of America will be helping Afrikaners resettle in America, as they are quote-unquote victims of racist laws in South Africa. You heard that right. The benefactors of apartheid are now refugees in the United States of America. You can't make this shit up. Anyways, the executive order has given reasons for all of this, stating that 1, apparently we treat Afrikaners bad. 2, we decided to stand up for human rights in the ICJ case. 3, we're starting to become baddies with Iran. And just in general, we're snacks towards the USA. So that's the reason why we're here.
So I just woke up to the news that South Africa has been sanctioned by the United States, and that white Afrikaners are being given, oh my God, an opportunity to go to the US as asylum seekers. Now, I just want to know how that classification is going to work, because not all white South Africans are Afrikaner. And I would like to know, if they do take up the offer and they go as asylum seekers, can SA then revoke their citizenship because you are running away from the country that is killing you, correct? So why would you want to come back here? So why would you still want your citizenship? How does that work? Can someone very smart please just explain that to me, please?
Black South Africans suffer the most from crime in South Africa because they are the majority. So I don't understand why this narrative about white South Africans is being pushed. Maybe there's an agenda. There's a hidden agenda behind that. And white South Africans should not be quiet about it because this might turn out to be ugly. And it might turn out not to be good to both black and white South Africans. All South Africans need to come out and speak against it. You should not let people from outside start dividing you when you know so well that your country is peaceful. So why are you letting this narrative grow? White South Africans need to come out and speak against it. Yes, I do understand that crime does affect every person. Crime affects everyone in South Africa. It's not just black community or white community, but statistics show that people who suffer the most are black South Africans. So please, white South Africans, I do agree with what this lady said. You need to come out, speak against, tell the truth about whatever that is happening in South Africa. Don't be quiet about it, because the moment South Africans are affected about whatever that is being said out there, it's not just black South Africans who are going to be affected, even white South Africans. Maybe someone is just using your name to gain whatever that they want to gain from it. Don't let them use you. They need to come out directly and say whatever that they want from South Africa, but not use your name. I'm in Africa, and I haven't heard that South Africa is not peaceful. I haven't heard that there's any distress in South Africa. This is the first time I'm hearing this narrative being pushed. Don't be quiet about it. That is your country. You fought for it during apartheid. Don't let people divide you. We've seen how dangerous misinformation can be. We don't need division. We need facts and unity. South Africans need to unite. For the sake of their country, they need to unite. Don't let outsiders separate you or divide you. I've heard other South Africans asking why Trump is pushing this narrative. What motive does he have? He has America to worry about. Right now, America is divided, and deportation is causing all that. If Trump is talking, the other day he was talking about human rights violation. If he's talking about human rights, we need to start with him, because whatever he's doing in America is not right. Families are being separated because of him. So now, why is he meddling in matters that are affecting South Africa? He should let South Africa deal with whatever issues they have, not meddle. Because tell me, has Ramaphosa gone to America and start advising Trump on what he need to do with America? He can't even give him that chance to do it. So why is he meddling in matters that are affecting South Africans? So white South Africans, please come out and tell the truth. Tell the truth about whatever that is happening in South Africa. And guys, let me know on the comment section, why do you think this narrative is being pushed? Is there a political agenda behind it maybe? Drop a comment, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. And remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time,